Hello everybody and welcome back to Eddzshed. Today we are looking at Ascalonian Catacombs. We're doing Path 2. So I'm going to show you a video of me actually doing it, and I'm also going to give you some hopefully insightful commentary over the top. Please do like, subscribe, favourite, all those other great things that you can do to show your support. And yeah, if it's helpful, there is going to be a full series on the dungeons and guild wars each one. So subscribe so you stay up to date with all of the latest videos that I'm putting out. Right, so this dungeon starts off much the same as it starts off the same as all the other ones, where you're running down this section and we're about to fight the spider at the bottom. If you have watched Path 1, you'll know I'll mention about how to kill the gargoyles. If not, I'll go through it now with you again. So you want to avoid these spike traps, which I don't think I mentioned in the last one, but then you're going to jump across here, and if you don't get stopped by a cutscene as I did, you would land on that little bit there, the little section of broken wall. And you can use ranged attacks. The best are sort of AoE ranged attacks to destroy some gargoyles that you'll be able to see on the wall just down there, the gargoyle heads, that would otherwise cause you some serious problem. Also, while you're up here, lots of the spiders you will be able to kill using your AoE attack, but eventually you will have to jump down to use actual normal attacks and be on their level so that they can path to you, otherwise they'll just read invulnerable. So I'm going to finish off this gargoyle's head down there, I think, in this video, and then we're going to jump down and we're going to get on with it. Right, so here we go. I'm about to jump down. I'm gonna take a few pot shots, see if I can do any damage. I can't really do much damage. I was hitting one of them, not hitting the other. It's fine. Get down. I'm using my bomb kit now, and I tend to use the bomb kit here. It's not a huge importance to you if you're not playing engineer, but I'm just built for spike damage. Admittedly, my armor isn't, and that's built more around sort of world v world to do lots of condition damage, but hey, it's fine. So I'm going to see if I can finish off this other gargoyle's head that's up there, and now the actual main Slay the Spider Queen event has started. Now this thing has a horrible web attack that will stick you in place, and once you're stuck in place it will bombard you with AoE, and the AoE is horrific from this spider. One of the best things you can do is keep moving, if you're ranged in particular. If you are absolutely built for melee damage, what you want to do is you want to get up nice and close to the spider, and when she attacks you, you want to dodge roll through her, and that'll be how you avoid the getting stuck in place, and then you can obviously just kite around the poison conditions that she leaves on the floor. I can't quite remember if it's this one where I end up going down in, but I'm sure at some point the spider does get me down. So it's no big problem though. As you can see here, we've already pretty much killed her. It's perhaps not the most meta technique, but if you're watching this, you're probably not aiming for absolute meta. You just want to be able to do these dungeons well, quickly, efficiently, and with a minimal amount of drama and hassle. So. Yeah, two of our party's gone down here. I may succumb to condition damage, do I? Yeah, I'm going to succumb. I've gone into a down state, but the fight was already over. There was no huge problem, and it was 3 of our party down. So we're just going to raise these guys now. Be nice, raise people. They might make mistakes, but we all make mistakes. It's easy done. You've only got to misclick, and then that's it. You're gonna go down. A good party can tend to do most of the bosses even for full health, with just 4 people. I've even seen people solo sort of loopy, and that wasn't somebody going out specifically to do it. I just mean they ended up in that situation. I've done loopy for about 50% health, but admittedly that was perhaps only 6 months after the game came out, so things have changed a lot. I'm certainly not claiming to be an expert on doing it. Equally, if you really want to see me give it a go, please leave a note in the comments, and we'll watch that. That'll be interesting, won't it? So as I say, once again, built for spike damage here. I'm just going to unload everything on it, all of my bombs, all of my grenades, everything. Kill this as quickly as possible. There we go. Goes down right away. A lot of the dungeons now do require high DPS. This section here where we're running past all of the spikes, I probably should be telling you about that. Easy enough to get through, it's dodging. The dodge rolls will get you through the last few. You want to wait and time it so that you can run over the first maybe 4 sets of them. And after you've got past that, you'll only have 2, 3 left, and you can just dodge roll, and that will get you right the way across. This bit here, now we're going to fight the lieutenant. We're going to stack just on this pillar. We're going to wait for him to get over to us. This, once again, is burst damage again that I'm going for. Other people will just be going for flat DPS, but I'm going for sort of a burst damage build. And one of the great things about engineers, don't know if any of you are particularly interested, but when you're doing burst damage, a lot of your skills have had time to reset, so you can almost loop it. If you get good, you can do a lot of DPS with a engineer. Certainly, I believe so. But I love engineers, they're my favourites, so hey, what are you going to do? So, see, he's going down really quickly. There's nothing too tricky about this. If he does manage to knock you out from by the pillar there, then you can be in a bit of trouble. But then it just goes back to just the old school ways of kiting him around, reading the attacks, and dodging the ones where he's going to pull you in and AoE you all. This next bit, you pretty much universally skip on all of the dungeons. That locked grate down there you would do if you on path 3. This one, however, you're going to go down to the bottom here, and we're going to fight some graveling type people. Gravelings even? Gravelings, not gravelings. I think you probably notice sort of a fade out here as we wipe on the first one because a few people didn't know what they were doing. But then I'll start off on the one where we do it successfully. Right, so we are back. Turns out the reason that we'd actually wiped watching the footage back was because one person actually decided to leave, and it wasn't just any one person, it was the person on the chains that you will be able to see up the stairs there. If you were ever asked to go on the chain, the one you'll want to go on is the one on your left hand side, the first one you'll get to as you head up the stairs. It's basically what happens here is one person will be on that chain pulling it to kill the gravelings, and the rest of the party will stack where I'm about to stack here, in this little area, and we will aggro them all to us. Once everything's on us, the other person pulls the chain, everything falls dead, and that's certainly the plan, and you'll see it run pretty perfectly in a moment. You know, I believe that this one goes pretty well for us. So I'll still be using spike damage, so I'll be using my bomb kit and my grenades, but I'll be using my mortar to grab the aggro. So here you can see I've pulled them all over. They're going nuts. Somebody's just pulled the spike. A lot of them have died. If you see in the top right hand corner, every time they pull the spike, the graveling's kill jumps up massively. And here comes the graveling breeder. This one's is a bit more tricky to beat. I suppose that this is the boss for this section, but nevertheless, we can do it. We can take it down pretty quickly. Everybody spec'd pretty well on this one. Lots of spike damage, and also the guy on the spikes. We've managed to hold the graveling breeder in a place where it's still getting damaged from those spikes. So that's a great way to do it. The old-fashioned way was one person would kite everything round, and the rest of the team would use the spikes. But this is actually far more easy. This is far more helpful for everybody. Here you can see we've completely broken out of where we were stacking, but that's because it was pretty much over. The event was done. We had to kill perhaps one more hatchling, and we'd succeeded. If you run down to the bottom here by that waypoint, you do find the chest, so we can grab the chest, and then we will waypoint out of here, and continue on our epic adventure through Ascalon Path 2. So right, you go back to the main room where you fought the Lieutenant Prior, and you've got to run through this section. This is a bit that you'll be expected to skip, and can be very challenging. I've known people to get very stuck here, and I've had to go back and put lots of invisibility on them and have thieves and stuff stationed here. But if you work as a team, even if somebody's really bad at skipping, you can get through here with relatively little pain. As you see here, I'm incredibly lucky. I don't even think I get touched. No, I don't. I don't even get touched by any of the monsters. I think that one of our team, if only I had his point of view, would demonstrate pretty well how not to do this in a moment. Right, yeah, so one of our party members has actually gone down here, and I think in this instance, was he too far away for us to res him? Or does somebody actually manage to heroically go back and save him, or perhaps kill something to heroically do it? Oh, look, no, it wasn't me actually. I'm not being a pain in the ass for the whole party, but I am hopefully helping to let other people get into this area. When everybody's in an area, what you want to do is you want to break aggro. You don't want to do what I'm doing when I'm walking back, just kiting them all over the place, and somebody's called targets on me to get my attention, to point out the fact that everybody is safe and that I'm being an utter arse. So doing that, I've ran over here. He's called targets on the NPC. Now this next bit, you're going to stack from pillar to pillar. If you watch what I'm doing, you'll get to see the order that they happen in. I'm not going to try and describe it because it's all to do with orientation, but I'm sure if you watch this back a few times, you'll see where you're running from to. And all you're going to do is you're going to stack and kill everything that comes along, keep their aggro, prevent them from killing the Tremble Bones, or whatever the name is, the NPC. I'm not sure, I think this may be the Elementalist who's helping us stack a lot of might here. If you can stack lots of might, very useful, but equally it won't last throughout this entire event, so if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You sort of just need to be able to kill these things anyway. They're not too hard, they're only the standard mobs. What we're actually doing here is we're helping, or we're protecting her while she puts up several traps around the area. These traps we will later use to actually kill the main boss of this dungeon, and then succeed in the dungeon and get some sweet loot. Not like the type of musical instrument we do. Treasure, gold, silver, yar, pirates, that sort of stuff. I appreciate that that's not at all helpful or professional in this how-to guide for Ascalon Path 2, but quite frankly, I don't care, as I've been talking for quite some time to myself over these guides, and I'm going a little bit crazy. Don't forget to subscribe again to see the rest of them. Currently there'll probably only be Ascalon up, but very shortly there will be a complete guide for every single dungeon in Guild Wars, and I may even look at Fractals of the Mist. Alright, so as you should probably tell, I know I'm not speaking over this bit much, but we're just running back into killing things. It's simple enough, there's nothing more to be said than the fact that we're running back and forth, killing things. There really is nothing more complicated to this section. So I'm pretty much talking here purely for the sake of talking, but you may want to pay attention to where we're running from and to, and you may want to also pay attention to the fact that you probably don't want to go down like I just did. You want to pay attention to where I'm running from and to, so that you know the order if ever you are sort of in a position where you're pretty much leading people through this dungeon. I'm not sure what this person's doing, why they were running at the wall. I got a bit confused. Everybody else was out fighting. They probably should have been stacking where this guy was, but equally, given that that wasn't happening, he probably should have just moved. Right. So we've now successfully set up all of the traps. You will see on the floor, although I've got far too distracted by this chest over here, you will see on the floor that there are guns, and I'm about to pick one up. The anti-spectral ordnance. Pick this up. I believe that skill number 1 lifts the ectoplasm into the air, while skill number 2 drags them towards you. What you'll want to do is these small little ectoplasmic oozes, one person will have to lift them, and another person will have to pull them. So you'll need one person to use skill 1 on them, one person to use skill 2, and you'll need to drag them through the anti-spectral ordnance little thing you can see there. Each time you get one through, it powers it up by a third. Once it's at full power, if the main boss, the Ghost Eater, walks through it, then it will become vulnerable and you will be able to attack it. And ideally, you will do it in a way that we do it. I believe we managed to kill it without having to set off the other traps. So here we go. That's a 66% power the western trap. Hopefully in a minute this guy will come through, or... Yeah, there we go. So it's at full power. We're now going to stack. We're going to get might on us thanks to the elementalist. And we're going to own the bad guy. Another technique that you can do on this is to power up all of the traps together, because once that guy becomes invulnerable again, you'll start regenerating health. So you want to power up all of the traps, and if the first one doesn't work, you'll move to the second one and then the third one. And you do need them all powered up before you actually attack him the first time. But us being incredibly confident in our own amazing abilities, we're just going to kill him first time on the first trap. Here he comes, and we're just going to unload the DPS on him. I think I fumble at this point, and I'm unable to get my skills out quite well enough. But it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. You can see how quickly we're getting him down. And there you have it. Dungeon complete. It's really as easy as that. This is this is probably the easiest one to do. So long as you, I hope you found this interesting. It's certainly one of the most easiest dungeons to do. And next up, I will be doing Path 3. So please do subscribe, like, favourite, share with the person that you know that cannot do any dungeons, and I will see you.